I want to begin today with a question. What do you see when you see that first package of Christmas lights? What do you see when you see that first package of Christmas lights? Well, hello and welcome to The Journey, a weekly devotion brought to you by Trinity United Methodist Church in Blythewood. I'm Senior Pastor Scott Smoke. Here at Trinity, during the season of Advent, we have been going through a sermon series called Experiencing Christmas. And this past Sunday, we looked at Do You See What I See? So let's go back to that question I asked at the beginning. What do you see when you see that first package of Christmas lights? Do you see great expectation? Do you see hope? Is it the lights that will bring forth joy into your life and the joy of the people around you? Or do you see that it is a struggle? Or do you see that it might be bringing you angst or depression? What is it that you see? Let's go to our scripture. It comes from Isaiah 40, verse 5. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken. Christmas is a season, is a holiday for seeing. We get to see the lights. We get to see all of the beautiful decorations. We get to see the joy on people's faces. Much less, we even get to see the times of depression and sadness. Christmas is a seeing holiday. We know that from the Christmas story, that the shepherds got to see the choir of angels in the sky. The wise men got to see the star over the manger. Mary and Joseph got to see the birth. They got to birth the Christ child right in front of them. But what's interesting is each participant in the Christmas story didn't get to see all the other parts. They got to see their own part, but they're all still part of the same story. You and I, this Christmas season, I hope you will be able to see what I see, or really what God sees, using our senses to see the joy and hope and peace and love that comes. That even though we might see differently, we're still part of the same story. That gives us great hope. For think about it, the lowly shepherds got to see the angelic choir, while the wise men, they saw a star, and they got to see the Christ child as well. You know, we put that story together, the Christmas story. But when we put it together, if we take it back apart, each different person gets to play a different role in the story. You and I get to play a different role in God's story as well. And I hope that we will take advantage of what we see during that story. Let's go to our quote for this week. We ponder, do you see what I see, knowing now that God just might ask us the same question. I believe God asked us that question. Do you see what I see? Meaning from God's point of view. Are we able to see deep within? Kind of like when you take a drop of dirty water and put it under a microscope. Really, in a puddle with a bunch of water, it's just dirty water. But when you put it under a microscope, you see great creativity and color, creation that God has made. What do we see when we look at people, when we look at situations, when we read our scriptures, when we say our prayers, when we look at nature, when we have the food in front of us and the fellowship? Do we really see deep down? Are we asking good questions? Remember, we each see in our own way, but we're all part of the same story. Trinity is a church that connects and grows and serves. We connect with God and one another so that we might grow into who God has called us to be, so we might serve boldly with love and grace. I pray that you see what God sees this week. Go in peace. God bless.